Last time you saw us, we were at Mesa Verde National Park and we showed you the awesome panel of petroglyphs and also showed you the really cool cliff dwellings. Then we went to Walmart and actually had to move because we got a knock for being in the wrong spot. We then drove the $1 Million Highway, which was super awesome, but the campsite we wanted to stay at was closed due to the snow. But we did get to see a wolf. After that, we washed the car, and then we were able to wash the dogs, do laundry, so to find a place to do all three is rare on the road. We showed you Oreo Zoomies, but now let's explore the national park.
We are here at Black Canyon, Gunnison National Park, and it is super cool. It's actually one of the least visited national parks. We just pulled in. This is our first little stop that we're at, but I don't see why. It's pretty cool. We are headed to do a little hike right now and to hopefully see it a little better.
So if you look all the way at the bottom, there's a river. I'm gonna zoom in and it's gonna get shaky, but I'll show you. So there's a lot more of these little log bridges to cross, and the trail is a lot tighter. And to your right, this is just the drop off, and to your left, it's the drop off from up there. Pretty cool trail though. Great temperature and loving the shade. It's crazy because the entire time the water rapids like behind that tree all the way down there, and you can hear it as if they're like so much closer.
So this hike is pretty cool because it brings you like a little bit into the canyon, but not really. If you want to go into the canyon, you have to get a permit, and I don't even think it's open yet. So we're not going to be able to do that this trip, but hopefully we'll be able to do it one day because I'd love to get down there and be near the water and the rapids. It looks so beautiful. We've seen pictures and I'm like, it's so cool, but that's not for right now, but we're a little bit in the canyon and it's a beautiful hike. You can also rappel down it, and I don't know, I feel like that'd be really cool. Grayson, would you do that?
Sounds sketchy, but it sounds cool.
I'm a little bit more of the risk taker than Grayson, but I think I could convince him to do it. So maybe one day we'll rappel down something. Where should we start? Maybe the Grand Canyon?
Does that even exist at the Grand Canyon?
I don't know, but it would be epic.
And so we just got to this part that has like icy, snowy ice. And this is all muddy, icy snow. What the? Not to mention when we were driving here, it was literally 72 degrees. Kind of weird.
Alright, so we've got our spot for the night. We're staying on BLM land. And look at the views. Hey doggies! Hi doggies!
We got a little Italian night going on here. We got, I think it's whole grain pasta, beef. Ashley's gonna be having that spaghetti.
Heart of palm spaghetti.
And it was from Marshall's, and it was a really good deal actually. $3.99, so Ashley's gonna be trying that. And we're gonna be making a pizza in our air fryer. And we wish we could have salad, right? But we can't.
Yeah, we wanted to have salad as like the starter, and then we realized we don't have any salad, so I guess pizza and pasta it is.
And does anyone else do this? We like give our dogs like, you know, a bunch of water, but and we don't want to waste water, so they give them water from like pasta and cooking broccoli and all that kind of stuff. So, and if you don't have a dog, I kind of question you, so. So we just did laundry today, so I'm using a sock to get this out. Because I don't know where our...
And we haven't even put our laundry away yet today.
Whoa.
There's our pizza, and yes, we put broccoli on it. We kind of just put all the veggies. We love veggies. And then I got my heart of palm pasta and regular pasta. Yum.
Alright, so we're driving from Montrose to Gunnison, about an hour drive. And we got like 15 minutes into it, and we got stopped at like a little road stop. And the guy's like, hey, you know, the road's closed 8 miles ahead. Do you want a detour or do you want to wait? They broke at 12:30 and it's 9:40. And I was like, how long's the detour? He goes, it's 2.5 hours. The normal drive is just a freaking hour and 8 minutes. So I was like, oh, we'll just turn around and come back around 12:30. But it makes you wonder. It's crazy because if you come here later than 12, you're probably not going to get to cross on the road crossing because it's only allowed to allow 200 people to go through.
And I guess it gets really busy.
And I guess like the 200 people like know and like show up. So that's pretty crazy to think about. It makes me wonder, like, I don't want to show up at noon and then still miss it because there's a line of people trying to go.
What's our plan now?
So we're driving to Grand Junction now instead. We'll skip over Gunnison and all that. We do love the Buena Vista Salina area, but it's like we can wait till 12 and might make it through, but might not because they'll close it down after 200 people. So we figured why not go north and then we'll cut over to Denver. It's the same. From where we were, it was 6.5 hours to Denver the way we were going, or 4.5 that way. That's on like 60 miles on our trip or 100 miles on our trip back to Georgia in general, which is 30 bucks, I think. So our price to get home is now gone on 30 bucks. What are we gonna do?
We ended up making it to Grand Junction. We just figured it made the most sense to come here. And before we went to go do a workout, we were trying to find some pre-workout at GNC. We didn't end up leaving with pre-workout, but we did end up leaving with some other goodies, and we wanted to show you. So it's funny because all of this stuff usually would be pretty expensive, but Grayson and I love to shop the sales, love to shop clearance, and we got all of this stuff, 3 boxes of protein bars and 3 different snacks. These are protein donuts and they're really, really good. If you've never had these before or seen them, they're really good. Take a guess what you think this all costed. Keep in mind that it was all on clearance. Okay, take a guess. And it was $14. $14 and like 20 cents or something crazy like that.
Comment down below if you were even close.
Yeah, dude, were you even close? What's going on? So we got to Grand Junction 2 days ago, and since being here, we haven't really filmed much because truthfully, we haven't really been doing much. We've kind of just been planning our route back to Georgia to get to my friend's wedding. And so other than that, we haven't really been doing too much. It's really been way too hot to even do much of anything. So we are moving to Glenwood Springs, I believe is what it's called. And it's only about an hour and a half away, but the temperature is much cooler and there are hot springs there. So we're hoping to have a lot of fun and find a nice spot to stay. We've been staying at Walmart because there's really nowhere else to stay in this area, and we're sick and tired of being in a parking lot, and we just want to have some beautiful views and be able to just let our dogs run around and stuff, and here really isn't the place for that. So we'll catch you in Glenwood Springs.
Gonna go dump these tanks, and I guarantee it'll be a crappy time. So I'm gonna go dump these tanks. I guess the water, supposedly they don't have potable water. So I guess we'll drink non-potable.
Ew, we will not.
I'm kidding, I'd rather drink my own pee.
Why is it so windy?
Trying to get water here, and I'm guessing it's still closed because of the cold weather. Wow. Well, there goes the shower, right?
Yeah, yikes.
So I was driving, got a notice on the screen your trailer was on Hitch, which means like the lights and stuff for the camper were on, like, was not on Hitch but just disconnected. And I went out there and I was like, oh, let me just like plug it back in and connect it. And I looked, I'm like, something looks off here. Someone robbed us. They jacked our freaking trailer hitch. They didn't take the spacer, they just took the hitch. So I want to know when this happened. This had to have happened sometime.
It was probably
recently.
a while ago.
You think so?
It's recently?
I don't know, because we used it to pull people out in Baja.
Yeah.
And then what?
So I wonder if it was stolen in Mexico or here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna like look at pictures of our truck. I don't know if I have any. I'm gonna look at a reel, some of our reels of the back end of our truck and see if I can see it.
No, that's a good idea.
But we were robbed. Let's see.
Yeah, so we were robbed. We're gonna do some investigating and see if we can figure out.
Oh my goodness, it was on there last night.
It was on there last night? We got robbed at Walmart last night.
This is our reel from last night, and there's our hitch. So between last night and today, right now at 6:30 p.m., someone stole our trailer hitch.
Wow.
Sick.
The fact that it was on there last night and it isn't now means that it most likely was stolen while we were inside. Because the only time we were not inside was at the gym for an hour and at church for an hour, and we've been home the rest of the time. So it's really crazy to think that someone literally stole that off of our truck while we were inside. So we've made it to the BLM land in Glenwood Springs, and we're at a little bit of a predicament because we went up a big hill, which is fine, no big deal, but it's super windy and we're up here and it's a little bit scary how windy it is. I'll show you what it looks like around us. So there's that for number one. And number two, there's not that many places to park, but there's a good amount of people here for how little room there is. So we're really trying to figure out, do we stay up here and potentially not feel like too safe because of the wind, or do we go and try to find some street parking? We're not really sure, so just giving you a little update. We're gonna kind of do a little more research on the apps that we have to see if there is any more parking somewhere else, and check like the weather, check the wind advisory. And yeah, also it's very smoky up here. Like, I don't know if there's a fire near. I couldn't find anything about it saying that there was, but it like looks really icky outside, and maybe it's gonna rain. I haven't even looked yet, but
It's raining.
Oh yeah,
8 p.m. 100%.
so it's gonna be raining 100% at 8 p.m. So I guess that's why it looks so bad out. I thought like there might be a fire nearby because it looks pretty smoky, but we'll show you so you get a little idea of what we're talking about, and then we'll obviously show you what we end up actually doing. So we've got this guy who's probably leaving. He has a trailer on the back. Trailer there, bus there, and then down this way there's some more rigs. But these are the views. I mean, pretty amazing. And then over this way is what I was talking about with all the smoke. And there's our hitch that's gone, by the way. It's just literally gone. But there is a road that comes up here, but it's closed to driving. It's just for hiking and skiing and stuff like that. Then there's this spot right here, so I'm gonna call Grayson and see if he wants to come here. Wow. So we decided to stay. This is out the window.
We decided to stay, as Ashley said. The wind is getting to 23 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like much, obviously. But when you have a truck camper, it's a little bit more than you think. We've been up to like 40, 50 mile an hour gusts in our fifth wheel. No problem. Like, you'd feel it a little bit, but it had 6 jacks and it was just a beast. So this year we've been up to, I think,
32?
Something like that. And but 23, you definitely feel it. So you're all the way up here, and you definitely feel it. There's Oreo escaping in the cat door. Freaking weirdo.
Whoop.
Come on, Oreo, come here.
Come on, cat.
Literally, we have a dog who thinks he's a cat, and a cat who knows she's a cat.
Example number 2 of Oreo thinking he's a cat. Oh, and there he goes. So I found this TikTok recipe for these M&M protein cookies or whatever, and so I was like, okay, great, like let's make these. We got all the ingredients and stuff we needed at Walmart today before we left, and then when we were on our way here, we weren't able to find water, which means I couldn't wash the pan in order to make the cookies, and I didn't think about that until now. So we're going to be making them in a muffin tin, and I don't really know how it's going to turn out, but we're gonna try. Also, I halved the recipe because since we're not using a dish and we're only using this and it has 6 slots, it's not really that much, but it called for an egg, so I ended up using the whole egg, and so it's pretty runny. I really don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we did lick the spoon and the batter tastes good, so let's just see how it ends up in the end. Alright, here we have it. These are the weirdest cookie slash muffin things I've ever seen before. Let's give Grayson the big one to try. What do you think of the presentation?
Wow.
You don't like it?
I don't think it's cooked long enough. It's supposed to be a cookie. Can I have another one?
I thought you didn't like it.
It ended up being okay.
Okay or good?
Pretty good.
Should we make them again tomorrow?
Okay, good night.